Welcome back to the channel on this beautiful day. Is Paulina Price actually packing her bags and leaving Abe Carver? Are you kidding me right now? I just saw the May 18th to 22nd preview and I am hyperventilating. Paulina is literally moving out to hand her husband over on a silver platter to Lexie Carver. Hey Days fans, welcome back. I've got some massive Salem drama to unpack today. If you have not hit that subscribe button yet, do it right now, because we are breaking down every single jaw-dropping moment of May sweeps, and you do not want to miss a second of this. Let's get right into the raw spoilers from the May 18th to May 22nd preview video. The promo shows Paulina Price dropping an absolute nuclear bomb on Abe Carver. She completely shocks Abe with the news that she is moving out of their shared home. Yes, you heard that correctly. Abe tries to protest. He literally tries to stop her, but Paulina is insisting on making room for Lexie Carver. She is stepping aside so Abe and his resurrected wife can have their space. I was stunned. Completely stunned. Let's be real for a second. The writers are absolutely tearing my heart out with this storyline. Jackée is a phenomenal actress, and the vulnerability she is bringing to Paulina right now is off the charts. We are so used to seeing Paulina as this fierce, loud, unstoppable force of nature. To see her broken down, quietly packing her bags, and sacrificing her own happiness, it is gut-wrenching. I honestly believe this is going to be Emmy reel material for Jackée. When you watch that preview, you can see the absolute defeat in her eyes, and it just shatters my heart into a million pieces. If you ask me, Paulina is doing this out of pure, crushing guilt. We all know she found out about EJ DiMera keeping Lexie in that resurrection pod months ago. She kept that massive secret. She looked Abe in the eyes every single day knowing his presumed dead wife was floating in a tube in the DiMera tunnels. Paulina thinks she does not deserve Abe anymore. She is punishing herself. I think she is moving out not just to give Lexie room, but because she cannot look at herself in the mirror. The guilt is eating her alive, and she feels like this is the only way to pay penance for lying to the absolute love of her life. And what about Abe Carver? James Reynolds has been playing this man for decades, and he is absolutely killing it right now. The look of pure shock and devastation on Abe's face when Paulina says she is leaving. Wow. But let's call a spade a spade. Abe is protesting, sure. He is saying, no, Paulina, do not go. But deep down, I think a huge part of Abe is relieved. I really do. He is completely torn between the woman who saved him in his darkest years and the woman he thought he lost forever. Abe is a good man, maybe too good, and he would never kick Paulina out. So Paulina's taking the bullet for him. She is making the impossible choice so that Abe does not have to be the bad guy. Let's rewind the clock for a minute. Think back to 2012. Lexie Carver's death was one of the most traumatizing, heartbreaking storylines in the history of Days of Our Lives. She died from a brain tumor caused by toxic gases in the DiMera tunnels. Abe was destroyed. Completely destroyed. We watched that man grieve for years. Lexie was his ultimate soulmate. The writers spent decades building Abe and Lexie as the gold standard of Salem super couples. Their love story was epic, spanning decades of DiMera chaos, kidnappings, and betrayals. You do not just erase that kind of history. The emotional weight of those decades is crashing down on Abe all at once. Now, Lexie is back. Nikki Crawford has stepped into the role as a recast, and she is bringing some serious fire to our screens. We already know from the spoilers that Lexie is going to corner Paulina and relentlessly grill her about her marriage to Abe. Lexie is not going to just sit back and share her husband. If you ask me, Lexie is marking her territory. And Paulina, being the guilty mess she is right now, is just folding. She is handing Abe over without a fight, and I am furious about it. Lexie is waking up with the entitlement of a DiMera, and Paulina is letting her walk all over her like a doormat. I cannot believe the writers are making Paulina do this. Why does Paulina always have to be the martyr? She fought so hard to build a life with Abe. She stood by him through his amnesia, through the mayoral drama, through his horrific injuries. When Abe lost his memory and did not even know who he was, Paulina was his rock. She literally brought him back to life with her love. Now, just because EJ DiMera decided to play mad scientist, Paulina has to lose her home? Are you kidding me? I honestly believe the writers are doing Paulina dirty here. They are treating her like a placeholder, and it makes my blood boil every time I think about it. Let's talk about the DiMera curse for a second. Everything always comes back to Stefano DiMera and his twisted family tree. EJ using Dr. Rolf's technology to bring Lexie back wasn't a miracle, it was a weapon. It is a weapon that is currently detonating right in the middle of Abe and Paulina's living room. EJ played God, and Paulina's the one paying the ultimate price. I think Paulina realizes that she cannot compete with a DiMera ghost brought back to life. She cannot compete with the legacy of Stefano's daughter. It is a psychological battle. She knows she is destined to lose, so she is retreating before she gets completely destroyed. But here is my wild prediction. I do not think Abe is going to let Paulina go that easily. Yes, he loves Lexie. Yes, Lexie is the mother of his son Theo. But Abe is a man of honor. He took vows with Paulina. I think we are gearing up for the most epic, tear-jerking love triangle in daytime television history. Sweeps month is going to end with Abe standing in the middle of the town square, literally having to choose between the ghost of his past and the reality of his present. And frankly, I think Abe is going to realize that the Lexie who woke up in that pod is not the exact same Lexie who died in his arms all those years ago. And what about Lexie's mindset? Imagine waking up in a pod, finding out you have been dead for over a decade, your son is a grown man, and your husband is married to the former mayor of Salem. Lexie is going to be incredibly disoriented and angry. I think Lexie's aggressive grilling of Paulina is just a defense mechanism. Deep down, Lexie is terrified that Abe has moved on. When Paulina moves out, Lexie is going to see that as a massive victory, but I bet Abe is going to resent Lexie for pushing Paulina away. This is going to backfire on Lexie so hard, and I cannot wait to watch the drama unfold. We also have to talk about how this is going to impact the rest of the canvas. Chanel is currently battling a terrifying breast cancer diagnosis while pregnant. When Chanel finds out that her mother is essentially making herself homeless to accommodate Abe's resurrected wife, Chanel is going to lose her absolute mind. And Lani? Do not even get me started on Lani. Lani is fiercely protective of Paulina. I can completely see Lani marching right up to Lexie and laying down the law. The Price women are going to go to war to protect their matriarch, and I am here for every single second of it. Then there is Theo Carver. Theo is caught right in the middle of this explosive disaster. He knew his mother was in that pod, and he kept it from Abe. Now, Abe is furious with Theo, Paulina's moving out, and Lexie is demanding answers. Theo's entire world is collapsing around him. I think Theo's going to blame himself for Paulina leaving. If Theo had just told Abe the truth from the very beginning, maybe they could have navigated this as a united family. Instead, the secrets and the lies have completely destroyed the Carver household from the inside out. The chemistry between these actors right now is just phenomenal. You can feel the thick tension straight through the screen. When Paulina tells Abe she is leaving, the silence in that room is going to be deafening. I am telling you guys, this is soap opera gold. We all know that legacy characters always have the upper hand in these situations, but Paulina has earned her spot in Salem. She is a powerhouse. Seeing her reduced to a sobbing mess, packing her bags, is going to break the internet. I am already preparing my tissues, because this is going to be an incredibly rough week for all of us. I honestly believe that the writers are setting up a massive redemption arc for Paulina. Right now, she is hitting absolute rock bottom. She is losing her husband, her home, and her dignity. But Paulina Price does not stay down for long. I predict that after a few weeks of watching Abe and Lexie try to reconnect, Paulina's going to get her fierce fire back.